Hi everyone, welcome to the 4th official episode of the Truest Crime. Today's case is the case of Adam Walsh. Adam Walsh was the son of John Walsh, who was the host of America's Most Wanted and who helps the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children. This case is actually kind of gruesome, so I'm not going to be able to go into a lot of detail, but I think from the most part you guys are going to understand this case very well. So let's get right into this case. So sit down, grab a snack, and let's take a deep dive into the truest crimes. Adam was a 6-year-old little boy living in Hollywood, Florida, with his mom and dad, John and Reve Walsh, his grandmother, and his uncle. And they were a very tight-knit family. And when John and Reve lost Adam, they were absolutely devastated. And I don't blame them at all whatsoever. I would be the same way if I had a child and lost them in the way that they lost Adam. Unfortunately, I can't go into this case really a whole lot because of the gruesomeness and the brutality of this case. And just knowing that somebody did something that brutal to a 6-year-old little boy who did nothing wrong, it's very disturbing and very upsetting. And I'm sure a lot of parents who maybe watch this video and can relate to have lost a child can sympathize with the Walsh family. In July of 1981, Adam would go with his mom, Reve, to a Sears. Reve would leave Adam near the toy section, and Reve went off to do what she needed to do and told Adam to stay put and that she would be back in a few minutes. And then when she returned a few minutes later, Adam would be gone. And nobody had seen him. Nobody throughout the entire store had seen a 6-year-old little boy be taken out of the store by an adult. And Reve would insist that Adam would not disobey her or anything like that, and that he would listen to her. And that if she told him to stay put, he would stay put. And eventually they went and started paging Adam to see if he was still in the store. And then when that didn't work, they went to security to try to see if maybe someone there had seen him. But unfortunately, nobody would have seen Adam leave the store. And this is also where a lot of conspiracies come in, and I will talk more about those a little bit later. But as far as this goes, that would be the last time that Reve would see her son. Police and volunteers would then go and search for Adam, and this search lasted a few days. And a short time later, Adam's remains would be found. I cannot describe to you what part of his remains were found, as I said earlier, just due to the graphic nature of his remains. And I don't feel that that would be appropriate to say. I'm sure that anybody who knows this case knows exactly what I'm talking about. And I will say this. One certain part of his body in the upper area would be found, but nothing below the neck would be found. And this would devastate John and Reve when police notified them that Adam's remains had been found. I could not imagine what they went through, especially having Adam be so young, have only lived 6 years on Earth. Like, that's just not fair for someone to take a child's life. And it's disgusting. It really is. It's just disgusting. And now getting into the conspiracies, there are a lot of conspiracies as to who unalived Adam, and one of those is Jeffrey Dahmer, who I think a lot of people know about, but to me that just kind of seems a little bit silly, because nobody knew who Jeffrey Dahmer was at the time. And a lot of people were saying, oh yeah, I saw Jeffrey Dahmer take Adam, I saw this, I saw that. But it just doesn't make a lot of sense. There was one man who confessed to unaliving Adam, but then recanted his confession and said, oh no, I didn't do it. So nobody knows who did this to Adam, and this case remains unsolved even to this day. And it's been over, I want to say 40 years since this took place, and I feel bad for John and Reve Walsh, because they still have no idea who did this to their son. And I would be upset too if I didn't know who had taken my child's life. And I think it's fair to say that most parents and most families would say the same thing. And I feel for them. I really do. After Adam's death, John, his father, would then go on to launch the America's Most Wanted TV show that he was the host of. And he would try to use that to fill the void of losing Adam by helping other people find their children and make sure that dangerous people are taken off of the streets. Not only that, but he also partnered with the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children. And that has been used in many missing child cases. And unfortunately, they weren't able to really use it for Adam, because there was a lot of other things that had to happen in order for them to use this foundation. And it wasn't until after Adam was found that they used this foundation to help other parents. Not only that, but John was able to get what is called a Code Adam. And a Code Adam is for when children go missing in stores. Stores such as Walmart use these. And if a child is missing, they will call a Code Adam, and all of the doors will be locked, and there will be security or an employee at each door. So that way nobody can get out of the store with the child, and nothing bad can happen. But it's used in situations where a parent can't find their child at all, and paging them and all that other stuff doesn't work. And I wouldn't want to see anybody have to use a Code Adam to find their child, because that would just be devastating. Unfortunately, this case may still remain unsolved. There's not any true information regarding the person who took Adam's life. While I know we all wish that this case would be solved, it's just not. And again, like I said, that's the unfortunate thing about being human, is just these things happen. And it's not a good thing that it happens, obviously. And I would never wish this on anybody. And I really wish that they would have gotten the closure that they needed in order to lay Adam to rest. And the fact that they couldn't even do that because they didn't have all of his remains, that's just heartbreaking. And I wish that Adam wouldn't have had his life taken from him at such a young age. Being 6 years old, he still had a ton of life to live. And he's not going to be able to do that. He does have some siblings as well. Megan, Hayden, and Callahan, I believe, are his 3 siblings that he never got to meet. And that's really sad. And the only way that they know of their brother is by what's seen on TV and what the public knows and all of that kind of stuff. And it's just sad that they're not gonna really know Adam in the way that they should. And like I said, it's just disgusting that this happened to this little boy and he didn't do anything wrong. If any of you have any additional information that you may have seen about Adam Walsh, drop it down in the comments and I would love to read it. And if there's any other cases that you guys want me to research and talk about on this channel, I definitely will. And the whole point is for us to take these individuals who have had their lives taken from them and give their memory the true recognition that it deserves. Because none of these kids or people that I talk about deserved what happened to them. Like, what happened to them was really sad and just gruesome, and I would never wish that on anybody. I want their memory to be a legacy, if you will. Like, I want their legacy to live on through these videos. That's ultimately what I want. And as a criminal justice major in college, I want my expertise to be given through these videos. I want to tell you the different things that I've found in these cases while doing research. It's very it's interesting to see how these things go and how these cases end. If you enjoyed this video, please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. I want to be able to make these videos for you guys, and for those of you who are subscribed to me, I very much appreciate it. And for those of you who have been watching my shorts and commenting and liking them, it is really helpful, and I again appreciate everything that you guys are doing for me by subscribing and liking and commenting. It really does help, regardless of what people might tell you. It does help. And with that, I leave you guys here. Thank you so much for joining me on this deep dive, and I will see you on the next episode of The Truest Crime.